Good morning, all. Last lecture we have seen about landscape architecture, types of landscaping, principles of landscape design. Now today we have to see the next content. It's about sustainable architecture. Sustainable architecture means what? What is expectations from that particular architect? So what he or she will build or design that should be sustainable. So sustainable architecture may be known as the green design. It is a philosophy of designing building that comply with principles of social, economical, and ecological sustainability. So principles of social, economic, and ecologically or environmentally, we can say, sustainability. So this social, economical, ecological sustainability that we want to achieve, and then the architectural design is a sustainable. In the simple meaning, we can say simple meaning, sustainable architecture is for minimizing the negative impact, negative impact of what? Environmental, negative environmental impact of the buildings. So we want to minimize that by construction, that by constructing that buildings that should be energy efficient, the material used that should be energy efficient, we can say. Some conservations will be there of that particular different materials. So the approach is the conservation of that particular resources approach is the minimum impact on the environment. Then this is what is known as sustainable approach. So an architect has that ability to change entire building process. He will specify the particular type of materials that is to be used, the material that should be such that the low carbon dioxide will be emitted by that particular building material. So we know the concrete is the most widely used material for the construction nowadays. So concrete in that cement is that component that we know is ingredient. So the CO2 emission during the manufacturing of the cement and after the use of the cement in the building construction, there is a very, we can say, serious impact on the environment. That structure emits the carbon dioxide during and after construction. So if the architect clearly specify the use of the building material, then it's not difficult to achieve the sustainable architecture. So what is the need now? Need of sustainable architecture. As I told, that what we build, what we construct, that has a massive impact on the natural environment. massive impact on the human health, the massive impact on the economy. Hence, here is tells the need of the sustainable architecture. By that, we can maximize both economic and environmental performance. We can do it. We can maximize the performance, environmental as well as economical, by using the sustainable materials and that smart concepts, green concepts we can say. So sustainable construction methods also need to incorporate into that particular structure that you want to build. And that sustainable construction methods, that should be from the initiation of the project till that particular completion of the project. Sustainable construction methods we can use in that particular already constructed structures also, in older structures also, is we can renovate that old structures and we can incorporate that particular sustainable architecture in older structures by the renovation. We can demolish and we can do it. So at every stage that we can incorporate sustainable construction methods. But think that you have to note that sustainable construction methods that should be followed from the planning and designing, means initiation phase, from the early stage to the completion of that particular structure. Then we have that benefits. So what that is need and sustainable architecture means what, that we have discussed now. Now, as I told that we want the sustainable architecture, we need the sustainable building materials that we have to use. So the next point is sustainable building materials means what? What are they? So few of them that we will discuss. Sustainable building materials. So as I told that sustainable word says that we have the less impact on that particular environment. That materials ecologically responsible. Their impact there is very less as compared to the traditional building material. So less impact on the environment, less impact on the ecology as compared to the traditional building material. So how it is different? Let us see the sustainable building material. The first material is a bamboo flooring. Bamboo is a material that we know. Bamboo is a long lasting, and secondly it can be it will be renewable material. We can renew, we can have that will reuse of the material, we can say. If you see the bamboo that normally harvested material within a 10-year or a shorter cycle, and if you see the benefits of that, if you use that bamboo for your architectural point of view in the construction of the building, the benefit that we have about the quality of that air in particular that building. So generally we know the farmhouse that we construct by using the various bamboo material, and if you see that the natural ventilation, natural that particular air, that benefit is taken, and because of this bamboo material or use of this bamboo material, we have the good indoor air quality. And as we are not using the that particular some substances that will affect like a paint, so that paint generally contain that volatile organic compounds, VOC, volatile organic compounds. And here as bamboo we are using that it does not contain, it does not contain VOC, volatile organic compounds. Hence we have the good indoor air quality. If you see nowadays when we paint the house by using the oil paint or any that particular paint that can be paint used for the that a finishing purpose for the room. Internally, if you found, if you have seen it or experienced it, that 1, 2, 3, 4 up to week we can say we have that particular smell in that particular room. And this is what, because that particular paint contain volatile organic compound, and because of that we have the smell in the room, and indoor air quality will be get affected. So here if the bamboo is the material is there, it does not harm the indoor quality as it does not contain the volatile organic compounds, that you have to remember. So bamboo material that is long lasting, also renewable material. Hence we have the sustainable material, right? We can use the paint nowadays for painting for finishing purpose. So paint should be such that it should contain low volatile organic compounds. So low volatile organic compounds, then we can say we have the good indoor air quality. So these chemical compounds that emits, that chemical compounds that emitted by the most of the paints, as I told, and that will affect on the human health. So use of low volatile organic compound paints that should be there. The one more that particular sustainable building material that is about the one of the material that is known as wool, WOOL. That is woven material that can be used for carpeting purpose. So flooring, for that flooring or for that for construction we can use the bamboo. For carpeting purpose the that woven wool material can be used. That woolen material that it's a clean, environmental friendly, and rapidly renewable material. And so that woolen material has low that volatile organic compound emissions. Also the one more property, it is a fire resistant material, woolen material. It can be compostable. So this woolen material can be used as a sustainable building material. Cotton material that we know, cotton bat. So cotton is also the rapidly renewable material. So that is expected in the sustainability, and material can be reused, renewable. That is expected in the sustainability concept. So cotton provides high thermal resistivity, also emits low or no volatile organic compounds. It's non-toxic. It's 100% recyclable. These are the some benefits of the cotton material if you use it, and hence we have sustainability. About the concrete, as I told, the concrete in the cement we use it emits more carbon dioxide. So here the concrete that should be used as a green concrete, the green concrete concept, in that green materials is to be used, the recyclable aggregates to be used, the cement that is replaced by some additives so that we have low emission of carbon dioxide. So concrete should be green in that the first we want the recyclable aggregates. We have to replace the cement by using the admixtures like a fly ash or that particular ash that can be used to replace. Fly ash is mostly used. Some industrial byproducts can be used to replace the cement to reduce that particular carbon dioxide emission. So the concrete that should be of a green, that will be achieved by using the different admixtures like fly ash, like industrial slag byproduct, right? By using the recyclable aggregates, we can achieve the green concrete, and that is also the one of the sustainable building material. So these are the few sustainable building materials. There are so many building materials, and by that we can achieve that particular sustainability, right? Now, what are the benefits that if we use these sustainable materials? What are the benefits of sustainable materials? So benefits are, as we have seen, that we have the no bad impact on the environment, or less impact on the negative impact on the environment, less or no, we can say, as we are using such a material. We have seen some properties that can be recyclable, they are not what that are resistive, thermal insulation resistive, that would be non-toxic, that can be compostable, biodegradable. So this renewable, we can say. So we have the low cost. That is one source the benefit, right? As this material, bamboo and that particular cotton, that concrete, by replacing the cement by some admixtures, so we can achieve some economy, and that are we can say uh, economical. That's why it's low cost. It's the materials should be that benefit of the sustainable materials. It can be easily available. It can easily available. As we are using the recyclable that particular material, we are composting, biodegrading, or reusing it. So the reduction in the waste will be there. So waste reduction will be there. And as we are using this sustainable material for the construction of the sustainable building, yes, definitely it will be good for the human health, indoor air quality, and all that particular comfort level in that particular building, that will be very nice. Hence, it's good for human health. As we are taking the care of that environment intact by using such a smart materials, using such a sustainable construction methods. We can have the one more benefit is eco-friendly. So the sustainable materials are said to be eco-friendly, that we can say. So this is what about the sustainable building materials and need of sustainable architecture. Benefits also we have seen. Now coming to the next point, that yes, of course we have to produce something that is sustainable architecture. Definitely we have to go for the different sustainable materials. Now the next point, that what we have the construction of the different building nowadays that are green buildings, and the green buildings that are, we can say, the examples of the sustainable architectures. So many that particular things that is done in the green buildings that will be environmental friendly, and yes, definitely we can say that is the sustainable, an architectural point of view also that has been seen. So coming to the next point, that is green building. What is the necessity of green building nowadays? Why the green buildings required? As I told, or the buildings traditional way of construction that has a major impact on the environment during their life. It may be about 100 years. And the material used that traditional that will impact on the environment negatively. The use of the resources that starting from the basic resource water that is depleting nowadays day by day, reducing nowadays day by day. Groundwater table that is also reducing day by day. And definitely the forest and the trees, everything that we are, because of the rapid development that we are cutting the trees and forests and we go for the development, definitely the surrounding temperature and that particular effect on the environment will be there. So total ecology will be get disturbed because of the rapid development industrialization. Hence, we need to switch for the green building construction where we will take the care of our environment. We will take the care of the indoor air quality. We will take the care of the energy conservation. We will take the care of the water conservation. So starting from the using of the different building sustainable materials, we will conserve the different resources, energy, water, and that is what? Nothing but the sustainable construction and sustainability. Using the different smart technologies, techniques for conserving such a resources, right? That is nothing but the sustainability. So green building in that all that particular points are handled or taken care. So it should be pollution free, less in as it's pollution free means less environmental impact. It should be energy efficient, right? So how is the green building? The green building ensures efficient use of natural resources like a building materials in that sustainable building materials use, that ensures the efficient use of the water, that ensures the efficient use of the energy, that ensures that what we produce or generate that should be uh, recycled. Green building ensures that what the waste will be generated that will be used for the various operations, recycle that particular waste. Green building have that particular smarter lighting system that automatically switches off when no one is present inside the room. That kind of smarter techniques you can method can be used in the green building. If the no one is in the room, the automatically the switches will be off and we can save that energy, light. We can use the that particular flushing system, automated flushing system in the toilets, air-based flushing system, and that avoids the use of 100% water, as it's a air-based flushing system. It's one of the new technology, air-based flushing system that can be used in a green building. Meeting will be end within 5 minutes. Somebody will take the screenshot of attendance and send it to me. Then about the lighting system, that as I told, that automatic switches that you need to provide. Also, you can use the energy efficient LED system, CFL LEDs, instead of the conventional that particular lamps. That will reduce that particular energy power, we can say. So these are the expected in the green building concept, and how is the green building, that about that I have told to you. If by coming to the what we have done it, we have, for what purpose we have to do it, that I have told, that we want to conserve the resources. We want less or minimum impact on the that particular negative impact on the environment, minimum. So that's why this particular we have to design building system properly, lighting system, electrical system, water system. We have to go for the water, that particular solar system. We have to go for such a renewable energy methods. We have to go for the water and wastewater. Recycling will be there. So everything that will be the, we can say, sustainable if you do it. So highly renewable resources, low emission materials, right? Highly recycled materials that can be uh, in the sustainable building or green building, we can say, right? So this is what about the green building benefits. If you see about that, if we go for such a things, then we can consume 40 to 60% that particular lesser electricity as compared to the conventional building. If you are using the CFL, if you are using LEDs, if you are using the natural light in the building, then definitely this is the green building concept, and 40 to 60% that electricity will be uh, used, right? 40 to 60% lesser electricity that can be used by green building, we can say, than the conventional building, right? So 60%, if you say, 60% we can say saving in the electricity. As I told, the solar system that is used to heat the water, and that particular for required for the hot water. Solar photovoltaic panels can be used for generate the electricity also. So the solar panels, photovoltaic panels that can be used to generate electricity, and most of the that would green cities, that solar cities are so available in our country. If you remember that I have shown you in the presentation in third year in the IACT about that green building concept, that now also I will show in the next class that some of the green buildings. So let us see that particular, a few 5 minutes are remain. I will share that particular one of the example here. See, this is what top 10 green buildings. In this is what green building, ITC Green Center, Gurgaon, Mumbai. This is the how it looks. See this particular ITC Green building at Gurgaon, Mumbai. So this building designing keeping in the mind highest environmental standards. It is made up of bricks and concrete, and that fly ash is used to have the less. Uh, emission of the carbon dioxide from its building material. 53% energy consumption over the conventional building. As I told, 40 to 60%, 53% energy consumption over the conventional building by this particular Gurgaon ITC Green Center. 40% portable water requirement only. Potable water required here in the building, the persons for drinking, only 40% requirement, not 100%. Zero water discharge means what the water that will be produced, waste that is recycled. Solar thermal technology is used. Storm water management system, in the rainy season, what the water that will fall on this building that is recycled and reused, or for the recharging that particular bore wells in that particular area, or this is what known as storm water management. No storm water is allowed to flow from this particular building. That water is recharged, used for the recharging the groundwater, right? Minimal exterior lighting and separate smoking rooms with exhaust system. If the smoking rooms are there, yes, available, but that separate exhaust system is provided. So these are the features of this particular ITC Green Center, Gurgaon. Like that, there's so many. In Pune also, Suzlon One Earth. This is Suzlon One Earth is one of the green building, right? So this, if you easily search on the net, we have this particular different buildings. One by one, we'll see in the next lecture. See Suzlon One Earth in Pune accommodates 2,300 people. One Earth is another building, right? This is the certification from the green building, that particular authority, LWD. What is that? I will tell later on. Platinum certification received by this particular LED authority to this particular Suzlon building from the Pune. Okay. Somebody will take the screenshot of that, yes? What is the features of this particular building? 90% of the occupied space of the building has access to natural daylight. 90% natural daylight will be accessed. See, only the 10% we require that lighting system. So this will use the LED street lights, renewable energy based LED street lights, right? Solar system is used for that street lighting. So approximately 20% of total power will be reduced. Ventilation system consists jet fans. So fans are used, the exhaust fans are used here, jet fans, and that will save 50% energy by